Hi, Walter. Good morning. Walter, can you listen to me? Walter, are you there? I can listen to you. No, your microphone is not working. Oh, what happened?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, but you're connected from two devices, I guess.
Yes, I am trying to connect with another device.
Okay, I guess now it's better, right? So, I had some. Well, you had some problems with your microphone, but now I guess it's working.
Okay.
So, how was your weekend?
I was working like every weekend.
Okay, that's cool. Well, we're going to start, but before to continue, I ask you a question, right? Um, did you answer? Did you prepare for your speech for it?
No, I'm sorry, I forget that. Sorry. And about the test, I did, but yesterday was trying to finish the platform doesn't working.
Really? Did you
Yes,
have time to complete it?
I have to do the grammar test. Just that.
Oh, okay. Okay, there is no problem. If you have any problem with it, let me know, okay?
Okay, today I'm gonna finish, but yesterday and I think the platform was in maintenance because I couldn't I couldn't get in.
All right. I don't know what happened. We always have problems like that on person, and it's a problem because students sometimes can't do it. So if you have any problem with it, let me know, okay?
Okay.
All right, that's cool. So we're going to continue. Well, we're going to start with today's classes, and on Friday we start in conditionals. No, let me check. Do you remember until what part we stopped?
Not very good.
Okay, infinities. Oh, oh no, this is not your course. Okay, Pacific. Okay, we stopped in future in the past, right?
Yes.
All right. So today's lesson is going to be about passive causative. I'm going to share my screen with you. Give me a second, please. All right. So, okay, once you can see, please let me know.
I can see.
All right, thank you. So, today's lesson is about passive causatives, right? We have some causative verbs, right? And to understand this lesson, we have to know that we have passive, causative, and active voice. It's similar to it, right? The passive voice is a little bit more difficult than this one, right? But it's similar, right? We have passive and active. Okay, so let's listen the audio.
Hello. Next weekend, I'm going to have my apartment painted. I don't have time to paint it myself, so I hired someone to do it for me. Have my apartment painted is an example of the passive causative. Let's learn about this form.
Okay, have my apartment painted. All right, so we're gonna talk about passive causative, and it's going to help us when we're gonna talk about services that another person does for us. I mean, I don't do it, right? For example, when I say I have my apartment painted, it doesn't mean that I had the colors and then I started painted. No, I didn't do anything, okay? But something I did, it was to pay to one person, and this person did for me, but I'm not implying it, right? So for that reason, we have this passive causative. We have passive causative verbs when we want to express, and it is very helpful when we require some services, right? I'm going to require some services I already required, right? But it's not about me. I only paid the service, but another person did for me, for example. So let's listen the first audio.
We use the passive causative to talk about services that another person does for us.
I had Nick framed so that he looked guilty.
This means that Dean asked his sister Jackie to make Nick look guilty of taking a bribe. He didn't pretend to be from Kick's shoes himself.
Okay, this is what I told you, right? In this case, the first use of the passive causative is to talk about services that another person does for us, right? For example, I had Nick framed, so he looked guilty, right? I had Nick framed so that he looked guilty, right? In this case, this means that Dean asks his sister Jackie, I didn't know that, to make Nick look guilty of taking a bribe, right? He didn't pretend to be from Kick's shoes himself. I really don't get it, the examples, right? I have to tell the truth because it's part of the video, right? So I'm gonna take the example of the beginning, right? It's already ready. Okay, in this case, I have my apartment painted. It's a service that I required, right? But I'm paying someone else to do it. I'm not going to paint it, right? Because I don't know, because I want it, right? Many reasons. But the point here is that I'm not a part of the service, right? Or of the work that this person is going to have. Another thing, the structure is very different, right? We're gonna learn the structure, but it's not similar. As you can see, I have my apartment painted. It doesn't look like if I did it or if I'm gonna do it, right? So the structure is very different. So the first use of this grammar part is to talk about services that another person does for us, right? Services, notice that. Of course, there are some cases when where you can do it, right, without using a service, right? But where ways it's a service, right? So there is a point on it. So we're gonna continue with point number 2. It's the second use of the passive causative. So let's listen.
We can also use the passive causative to talk about something that causes something else to happen. We usually use get and not have for this meaning. This is the recording that will get Nick reinstated.
Okay, what's going on with the audio? All right, so we're going to use the passive causative, the second use, to talk about something that causes something else to happen. That's what I told you a moment ago. It's not a service, right? It's like when, for example, when I'm going to ask you in an indirectly form to do something for me, right? We're going to use a passive causative. For example, we have get and not have, right? For example, get is more like I didn't pay, but in some way I'm asking you to do a service for me, right? But I'm not paying. It's like a kind form, maybe, right? It's like how can we say this? Like no, it's not a service. I can't find the word, but it's not a service, right? But it's like I'm causing something else to happen, right? It's a cause, it's not a service. For example, this is a recording that will get Nick reset, right? In this case, we have Nick, right? Will be reinstated because of the recording, right? We have some causative verbs like have, let, make. Each part of other lesson. I guess we don't have it. Have or get. Yes, we only have 2 verbs in this one, right? Okay. These verbs are used when one person is causing another person to do something. Okay. The passive is used when the focus is on the thing instead of the person, right? In this case, this is the thing, and Nick is the person. So we focus on the thing. There's recording instead of the person. That's the reason of why the structure is very different from a normal sentence, right? So when you combine them together, you are saying that someone caused something to be done, right? Or maybe by someone, okay? So the usage of this passive causative, again, is used for services. This verb form combines causative verbs. For example, we have, oh, what happened? Okay, we have get we have the verb have, we have make, we can also use let, right? These are called causative verbs because they're gonna cause something in someone, right? But it's not part of the lesson today. We're gonna look for have and get, right? So, so is there any question until this part?
No, it's okay.
Okay, that's cool. So let's continue with the next part. Okay, all right.
We form the passive causative with have or get, plus the direct object, plus the past participle of the verb. Talia gets her hair done at Pasto's hair salon. Or
Talia has her hair done at Fausto's hair salon.
these two sentences have the same meaning.
Okay, we're gonna continue with the structure. For example, if I'm going to say Talia gets her hair done at Fausto's hair salon, first of all, we need the subject, okay? Then you have the option to use get or have. In this case, it's has because it's in third person. So we're gonna write get or have. There is a subtle difference between these two verbs, but have is a little bit more stronger than get, right? But we're gonna look for it, the difference of each causative verb in the next lesson. So today we're gonna look only for get and have. Then we're gonna need our object, okay? This object is the thing, right? So we're gonna write the object. In other words, it's our thing, okay? All right. So, for example, the man had his car. His car is the object, right? And what else? We're gonna continue with the verb. As you can see, the verb is in participle form, okay? And that's all. If it's necessary, we're gonna continue with this part, but it's in the last point, right? As I don't have a space, I'm gonna stop until that part. Okay, let's take an example. Give me a second. All right. The subject is a person, okay? The man. Okay. Any chance could be have or, well, get or have. I'm gonna ask for have because it already happened. It's in simple past. Then I'm gonna choose my object. In this case, it's my car. My car. And then the verb in its participle form, fixed. I'm gonna choose this verb fixed, right? If it's necessary, no, it could be by the mechanic, but it's unnecessary, so we're gonna stop until that part, and that's all. There you have a sentence in the passive causative, okay? Had from the causative pattern, no God, okay. The first thing in this sentence, the context, I mean, is that we're focusing right in the car, right? In the object, okay, because this is the object is which receives the action, right? The man had my car fixed, okay. So as you can see, maybe I paid to the mechanic, right, in order to get my car fixed, but I didn't do anything. I'm not saying I fixed my car, right? No, I had my car fixed. When I say that, it means that I'm not part of the work of the mechanic, right? I only paid him, and that's all. And he did all the work for me because I don't know. Okay. Is there any question?
I can't understand very well the meaning of the basic causatives. When I read one passive causative, I can't understand very well.
Which one?
Anything.
You mean
Everyone.
in general?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't understand the context of the sentence?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to share my, give me a second. All right. Okay. So I'm sharing my whiteboard. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. So if the passive causative, right? It's a lesson, and yes, the structure looks a little bit no, it's not complicated. You know what is the problem? Because we learned this, we learned this, right? This is the normal structure of a sentence.
Yeah.
For example, I read, right? This is the normal structure of a sentence. But when we talk about passive, right? In the active, we focus on the doer, right? I read, but when we say passive, this is another lesson, right? The passive voice, we focus on the receiver. So we have the doer of an action and the receiver of an action, right? When we say passive, we focus on the receiver of an action, right? That's the reason of why the structure looks a little bit different, right? But you only have two options, right? We're gonna use this lesson, right, to talk about services. For example, yesterday, on Friday, I got my nails done, right? It means that I went to this girl, who's my friend, and she did my nails, right? But I didn't do anything else. I only paid her. Okay. I got my hair done, or my hair painted by, I don't know. I don't know even the name, but could be, right? But I'm talking about a service. Okay, so the first use of the passive causative is, well, it's used for services, right? That another person does for us. This verb combines causative verbs which that someone is causing, right? That's the reason of the title. It's that someone causes another thing, right? So when we want to show that someone is causing something, someone else to do something, and the passive voice, when the focus is on the thing, not a person, focus on the thing that is going to receive the action. As I told you, we have a doer and we have a receiver, right? In a normal sentence, we focus on the doer. I do, she does. But when we receive the action, or when we're gonna focus on the receiver of an action, the structure needs to change, right? This is the most easy, right? Because we have another lesson that is the passive voice, passive and active voice, and there we're gonna find more verbs, right? But to continue with that lesson, we need to learn this one, right? But I want to know if it's clear the definition of the title. Is it okay?
Yes, the definition is okay.
Okay, so we're gonna write an example in this part. I'm going to try, okay. For example, if I'm going to say the manager, okay, the manager, okay, could be had the report written by the assistant. Okay, in a second. All right, in this sentence, we're gonna look for the context. First of all, we're gonna start with the structure, right? So we have the manager.
I can't see nothing in the board.
Oh my goodness. Where is your chat? Okay, this is the sentence, right?
Okay, I can see now.
Maybe it is loading. I don't know what happened.
Imagine.
Okay, can you see it now in the whiteboard?
No, I just
Um,
can't see the picture, the pic.
Okay, I'm gonna send you the link. I don't know if it's going to work in our meeting chat. So click on Nick and maybe you're gonna be available to see it. I already shared it with you, so once you open the link, let me know.
Okay. They says the word doesn't exist, and you have no permission to see the board.
Okay, I don't know. Okay. I sent a request.
I'm
For
saying,
I'm
te envío
sorry?
una solicitud. Te envío una solicitud para poder ver.
Yes, please accept it.
No, I
And
sent you.
Oh, but no. How can I say it? No, I mean, I sent you, but I didn't receive anything. Okay, you know what? We're gonna try to work in our how can we do it? Okay, we're gonna look for one. Okay, I guess it's no. I had 3 whiteboards, but we need an account, so we're gonna lose time. So, yes, it appears me a message that you can see my screen. Can you do it now or?
I can see your screen, but there's nothing. It's only white.
All right, so I'm gonna try to share the other screen we've seen. The other key. So, okay, how about now?
It's the same.
No.
It's only the whiteboard.
Okay. Well, we're gonna work nowhere. And I'm gonna stop sharing, and we're going to continue with the old whiteboard from Zoom. Okay, so what is the problem now? Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, it looks like we're going to stop in 10 minutes, please. It
Okay.
looks like I don't have the license, right? So I received a message. I don't know if you can see it though. I suppose yes. That the meeting is going to finish in 10 minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the reason of why we can use the, oh my goodness, what problem. That's the reason of why we can use the whiteboard, because we're without silent license, right?
Oh, yes. First.
Okay, give me a second, please. All right. Okay, something happened. I can't close my whiteboard. Okay. No, what happened? Okay, we're going to continue with the lesson. As we have more time. So you're gonna join again to the meeting, right? If we don't finish, but I don't think so. You know what? We're gonna close it right now. We're gonna finish the lesson right now, and we're gonna reconnect, right? I don't know what happened with Zoom. It stopped working for me. Okay, so I'm going to see you in 2 minutes.
Okay.
All right, so please connect it again, right? See you.
See you. See you.